I'm Stephanie Jaworski of JoyBaking.com. Today we're going to make a no-knead white bread, and this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's a round boule. It has a beautiful golden brown crust, and when it's freshly baked, that crust is going to be nice and crisp. Yet inside, the bread is soft and tender with just a little bit of chew. And what you're going to love is how easy this bread is to make. So you will need a large bowl, and what I have in here is 3 cups, 400 grams of unbleached all-purpose flour. To that, I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup, 100 grams of unbleached bread flour. That's what's going to give us a little bit of chew to our bread. And then I'm adding 2 teaspoons, 10 grams of a fine grain kosher salt. And I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of dry malt diastatic powder. If you don't have that, you could add 1/4 teaspoon of granulated white sugar. And then our yeast, I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon. I'm using a instant yeast, SAF red instant yeast, 1/4 teaspoon. You could also use 1/4 teaspoon of active dry yeast as well. What you want to do is just take a little of your water and then just heat it to lukewarm, and then stir in your active dry yeast and let it sit about 5 minutes until it gets foamy, and then add it. It's a small amount of yeast, and the reason for that is this bread, we're not going to knead it, obviously, no knead bread, and it's got a long fermentation period, actually somewhere between 12 and 16 hours. So that's why we only need a little amount of yeast. Now, just stir that together. Now, for this, you can use a wooden spoon, you could use a spatula, plastic, scraper. I'm just using my hand for this. So, stir it, and then kind of make a well in the center. And I'm going to add 1.5 cups, 360 milliliters or 360 grams, just room temperature water. I like to use filtered water. And just pour that in. And like I said, you could use a wooden spoon, scraper. I'm just using my hand. Because all we want to do is moisten all the dry ingredients. That's it. Now this is going to be a wet and a sticky dough, so your hand's going to get a little messy. All we're doing here is making sure that all the flour is moistened. That's it. Kind of go around, get all on the sides, and that's it. It's very wet, sticky, kind of shaggy. That's how you want it. We're done. Is that not great? And now what we're going to do is just cover it with some plastic wrap and let it sit on your counter for somewhere between 12 and 16 hours. The length of time will depend on your room temperature. If you have like 72 Fahrenheit, which is 22 Celsius, it might take, 14 hours, somewhere around there. But in the summer, it might be a little warmer, so it might take less. In the winter, could take, even up to 18 hours. But what you want is, when you look at it, it's going to double in size, and the top of the surface of your dough is going to have like little air bubbles, so that's how you know it's ready. Doing it this way with a slow rise, that's going to add a lot of flavor to our bread. So that's another great reason why this type of bread is, I just love. So what I'm going to do, what I do is I'm typically, it's supper time, I make my dough and I let it sit, and then the next morning I finish it off. So I did last night make the dough. So what I'm going to do is just wash my hands, and we will see the before and the after, and then we'll carry on with our recipe. Okay, I'm back. So now what we can do, this is the dough I just made, and this is the dough after, I think it's about 14 hours. As you can see, it's doubled in size and there's all kinds of air bubbles on top. So that's how you know your dough is ready for the next step. Let's put that over there. What you will need is you can either use, like I'm using here, you can use regular parchment paper. I'm actually using a reusable parchment paper, or you could use a cloth as long as it's not textured, because this is a really sticky dough and we don't want it to stick to the cloth, which I have had. It has happened to me, so I'm telling you, use a smooth, like a cotton or something, that so your dough doesn't stick, and then it's a little hard to get it, I'll tell you later, into the pot, but we'll discuss that later. So now, and then once you have like your parchment paper, I like to put, I'm spreading little cornmeal down to make sure it doesn't stick. You could just use flour. I think some people like to use a bran, so, you know, there's various things. I like the look of the cornmeal, so that's why. Right, okay, and then for our dough, it's sticky. We are going to have to flour our surface, but we don't want to use too much flour. So just loosen it. You could just use a spatula to do this, or if you have one of these dough scrapers, you can see it's really wet and sticky. Put some flour down. And then I'm going to, so the top is now on the bottom. Okay. I'll just keep that out. And then what I'm going to do is just lightly flour the top. And I'm just going to do it into a rough rectangle. It's not really, don't have to get fancy here. And then what I do, just go flour my hands. I just go fold that over, kind of like you're folding a letter, and fold that like that. And then take the top, fold it to the center, and then fold it over to the edge, like that. I like to tuck my sides under. And then where the seal is, just put that on the bottom. Oh, I got that, like that. And that's our round. Kind of getting a round shape, and that's all we do. And then I'm just going to put it on there. Now you could cover this with a cloth. What I like to do, I'll just take my plastic wrap I had over my bowl, and I'm going to just spray it with, you could just lightly oil it or spray it with one of these non-stick sprays. Makes it easy. And that's what we're all about today. And just put it over the top. And what we're going to do is let that proof for 2 hours. And it will almost double in size. And when you press into it with your finger, just gently a little, the indentation will stay and then just slowly come back up. But at room temperature, 72 Fahrenheit, 22 Celsius, it'll take about 2 hours. Now I am going to come back in about an hour, and I will explain how we bake this bread, because it's a little different than normal. So we'll see you back in an hour. So I've been proofing the bread for about an hour. So now we need to talk about baking our bread, because a no-knead bread is a little different. We're going to actually bake the bread in a covered pot, and that covered pot needs to be really hot, because it's kind of like, the pot is like a brick oven, and it's going to, when we put the bread dough in there and bake it, the pot is like a little oven. It's going to trap in the heat and the humidity, and that's what's going to give us the bread with a beautiful, crisp, golden brown crust, and yet soft and tender inside. Now, as far as choices of pots, I got a couple here. You have the Dutch oven. This is cast iron. The one I have has the enamel coating. You can just buy fairly inexpensively just a regular cast iron Dutch oven. That you can use that, or you can use this ceramic one as well. As far as the difference, I've baked in both. Pretty similar. I mean, if I had to choose, I would go with the ceramic. I find especially the crumb is a little, I like the crumb a little better, but really, it's a toss-up really. So either one. The important thing is we want this pot to be really hot. I'm using an electric oven. If you are using that, you want your rack in the lower third, and you want to really preheat your oven. At least a half hour. I tend to lean towards 45 minutes. You can even go to an hour. And when you need to preheat your oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 232 degrees Celsius. And as soon as I turn on the oven, I'm going to put my pot in there, and that's going to get it really hot because we want that wonderful crisp outside crust. So that's what I'm going to do, and then when we come back, we will be ready to bake our bread. So now I have proofed the bread for 2 hours. The pot's in the oven, it's preheated, the pot's hot, we are ready to go. I'm going to explain what I'm going to do, because when we take that pot out of the oven, I want to do it fairly quickly. So you got your bread. I'm going to sprinkle the top with some more cornmeal, or you could use flour, because what we're going to do, I'm going to take the pot out, take the lid off, and we're going to invert the dough into the pot so the top is now the bottom. And then I'm going to do that. I'm going to put the lid back on, and I'm going to put it into the oven. Now, you want to first bake it for 30 minutes with the lid on. Then take the lid off, and we're going to continue to bake at the same temperature for somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes until it's a real beautiful golden brown crust. Now, depending on what type of pot you used, how hot how long you preheated, it could be 10 to 20 minutes. That's why there's a little wiggle room there. And it really is just a matter of experimenting, and then, see what you like. But in my oven, it's about 10 minutes, but, it could go up to 20. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, the pot is really hot, so have thick oven mitts and be very careful with what you're doing. I'm going to take the lid off carefully. See the steam, and then I'm going to invert this as best as you can onto, like that. And then just put your oven mitts back on. It's not in the center. Just shake it till it's in the center. It's kind of jiggly. Put the lid back, and then back in the oven. 30 minutes with the lid on. Carefully. Okay, so our no knead bread is done. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Now, I like to push the baking of my bread till it's not burnt, but I like it really a dark golden brown. If you prefer it a little lighter, you could do it a little less, but I like that nice crisp outside crust. So, no one will know that, how easy this was to bake. If you tap it. And if it's your first time, what you can do, if you're unsure of how long to bake your bread, like I said, I like to push it till it's a real nice golden brown. You could take a probe thermometer and put it into the center. I like it to read around 210 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 99 Celsius. But again, you can bake it a little different. If you want it not so dark, you can bake it a little less. It's up to you. As this cools, if your kitchen is nice and quiet, you will hear it kind of crackle and pop as that cools. You don't want to cut into this bread right away. You want it to cool, I say about an hour. If you cut into it while it's still warm, it'll be a little gummy. So I'm just gonna let it sit there on the counter for about an hour. We'll come back and try a slice. So I let the bread cool down. So now we are ready to slice it. Put on a cutting board. You need a serrated knife and, oh, that sounds wonderful. Oh. So there we have it. See, nice, airy, open crumb. So air bubbles there. Isn't that nice, crispy outside crust? Let's try a little of that. Good flavor. Very soft, a little chewy. I just can't get over how it's so easy to make, and it really is a wonderful bread. And you can cover and store this for probably 2-3 days. Now, the crust, like the day you make it, will be really nice and crisp. It will soften and then become more chewy. Still really good. And inside will still stay soft and tender. And it's great just like this with some butter, maybe butter, and I like some cheddar cheese with it. It's great for toast. And it makes a 10-inch, about a 10-inch, 25-centimeter round bowl, kind of a good size. So you must make this. And until next time, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joybaking.com.